Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams, and welcome to your reading. I'm so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. There's a strong connection with the element of fire within you, okay? You might already work with fire, okay? You might have a lot of fire energy within your chart, or you might not. It's not really about the chart, it's about the element, okay? That song by Whitney Houston, oh, I love Whitney. I'm Every Woman, where she says, I can cast a spell of secrets you can't tell, mix a special brew, put fire inside of you. Yeah, you're putting fire into somebody or something. Yeah. This is about your creative energy. This is about your passion. I feel like you're living from a passionate space now. Positive passion. Where it's about being fruitful, being creative, being inspired, and having this spunk that you need, that you can always tap into. You know, if you need to respond to someone, you have it in you to say something to them, and you have the words to say. This is a gift. And this connection that you have with your fire, it's like it's been reignited. This is something that you had as a child in your youth. You had a certain spunk. You might have, as a child, talked back sometimes. You might have been told to hush, okay? But it's because you had fire. And so it could have been shut down. Maybe through discipline, harsh discipline, or someone telling you to be quiet, or someone telling you not to be so loud, or to whatever, you know, just to quiet you. But you're not being quiet anymore. Okay? Yeah. That's the way it feels energetically, is like spunk. It's like you have the passion that you need, whether it's to create or to speak out about something, to defend yourself, to protect something. And it's not that you're using this fire out of fear. You're using it out of inspiration and appreciation for what you have and for who you are. That's really beautiful. Thank you, Divine. What message does this beautiful being need? Okay, this is visionary, but it was in the reverse. Yeah, okay, compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. And look, I'm seeing fire energy in here with that orange and yellow. I feel like at some point you either dimmed your light, or you changed what it was that you truly believed in. Like, you still believed in it, but you adapted it. You changed it somehow to make it more suitable for other people. Okay? The song by R.E.M. is coming through, Losing My Religion. I love that song. You may have felt hindered by religion. Maybe people in your family or within your community believed a certain way, and so you didn't feel the freedom to express yourself or to investigate certain spiritual realms because you were told to just believe certain things or to believe a certain way. So you may have not explored some of your curiosities. Okay? Yeah. Divine is saying that you're becoming free from that. And depending on where you are on the timeline, you've already done a lot of this. You've broken free from a lot of the beliefs that hindered you. These weren't your beliefs. That's what Divine is bringing through. These weren't your beliefs, okay? These were things that you were told to believe, or things that you were told that you needed to abide by, like rules, regulations, and it feels very like you were supposed to live inside of a box. You know what I'm saying? You were supposed to. Please clarify this, Divine. Yeah, you are a visionary though. Okay, so there's something from your past, like old ways, old habits that are completely over now. It's like there's something that changed because it fell apart. Yeah. When it all falls down. It's like something had to fall apart and it had to come to an end. It had to. It's really beautiful how that's happened though. I feel like there was pain involved in this fall. This could have been the end of certain relationships in your life. You may have walked away from certain family members or a certain community. I'm seeing for some of you, you left a church community. But a part of this, it just feels very natural, like it was always going to happen. And perhaps you knew that it had to happen in order for you to really be where you needed to be. You've got the Magician. So what you did when you separated from those old beliefs and from that box that you were told to live inside of and to think inside of, you became a magician. You became the master of your mind, the master of your world. This is some badass energy here. And I see why fire was coming through, because you surely have purified your world of all that stagnant matrix shit. It's like you're not on that schedule anymore. You're not with that program anymore. I feel like for some of you, you've also walked away from a whole way of life. This fall and the death card, it could be related to a career or job situation where you were just like, okay, yeah, there's certain securities here that I'm given. You may have felt secure financially, or, you know, you might have had, what is it, the 401k and 403b and all that stuff, you know. But what you didn't have was the reassurance that you were on the right path. What you didn't have was joy. What you didn't have was time and energy to create, to light your fire every single day. And it's almost like you said, life is too short for this. I'm not gonna do this anymore. Wow, you're badass. I love this vibe. Yes. This is... Aww. Okay, so I just split the deck there. That's card 21 and card 44. So I love 444. That's protection. Oh, you know what I'm getting here? 21. 2 and 1 is 3. So look at that. It's like the only thing that's there on that sofa is a cat. That's you in your restful energy. You may have decided to cut out certain things from your world, like you're not going to be on the hamster wheel anymore. You said, I'm not doing this anymore. You decided to rest in your feminine energy, no matter what your gender is. You decided to rest. This could have been a hard choice to make initially. On one hand, it was easy because it felt like it's what you were supposed to do. But then there's society, right? There's the people around you who, as you start to level up and align with what's truly right for you, there are always the naysayers. There are always the people sitting around saying, who you think you are? You better get your ass to work. You better do this. You better do that. You know what I mean? Like, there are a lot of people who might be hustling around you, struggling. People who are struggling that are around you. And so they didn't understand this concept of you being in your divine feminine energy. But one beautiful thing about all of this is that you have time to play now. You're creating time to play. And if that's something that you have felt guilty about, you know, this is self-love. This is inner child healing. When you allow yourself time to play and to just be, it's so beautiful because you're doing all the things that your soul really wants to do. And that's not to say that you're letting any responsibilities fall to the wayside, but you're a responsible person, so you've never let that go. I feel like if anything, you've had to tell yourself to take a break. You've had to tell yourself, it's okay, I can do this. This is what's right for me. And Divine is saying to do that, to remind yourself that you deserve 11:11 on the timer. Ashe. Portals are open for you to rest. Portals are open for you to create from an inspired space and to do the things that are truly right for you to do. Let me pull another card from this deck. Tell me about this beautiful being's path and what's right for them. Yeah, okay, so Divine is saying truly the grove. But you know, with this card, with 2 and 1 being 3, it's like, don't worry about the fact that you might not have that click that you had before. Don't worry about the fact that you're not surrounded by people who understand your journey. You might be in a space now where you're kind of like in your hermit energy and you're nurturing that. And Divine says that that's a beautiful place to be in. It may not be a space where you have a whole physical entourage, but you have what you need. And beyond that, you have your spirits. Okay, with those mediumship abilities coming through, it's like, you know, you held back on this energy of your visions and of your spiritual gifts long enough. And you kept yourself in a box far too long in order to keep other people happy or to make them comfortable. You're not diluting anything anymore because you don't have to. This card right here, this is freedom. This is freedom, because when you don't have a group of people that you feel like you have to satisfy and make them happy and live the way that they want you to live, that's freedom. It might feel lonely sometimes, but just know that there are a lot of people who have people around them, but those people around them are backstabbers. Those people around them are liars. They're cheaters. They're manipulators. So who wants a clique like that? Okay? Who wants a clique like that? All right, let's see. I'm going to pull some tarot. Let's see what we've got with tarot. Now, when okay, what you getting into? We got the Star and the 6 of Wands, honey. Okay, Spirit. So, you know what? The reward for you no longer giving a damn about what other people have to say about your vision and just embracing it and moving forward with it and living as you and yourself, who you truly are, the reward for that is this right here. The Star and the 6 of Wands. You're shining and you are exactly where you're supposed to be. I'm looking at a deck. I forgot that. Yeah, the Wisdom Oracle. Okay, I couldn't see the whole thing, but I saw wisdom. You are full of wisdom. You're full of wisdom. And I feel like that's one reason why you've got this Star energy and the 6 of Wands, is because there are people who want to hear what you have to say. They want to experience what you create, what you do. It's exciting. It's thrilling. People are electrified by this. Once again, fire energy. They feel truly electrified and heated up by your creations. Okay. This is magic right here. Well, once again, you know, you are the magician. So you've manifested this. You got the Six of Swords. So I feel like there was a time of like constant attack or constant oppression that you were experiencing. You're seen here with a child or someone you love. So I feel like, and you're like on a journey, right? Back here, there was some darkness. I feel like you and someone that you love or someone that you care about, perhaps someone who depends on you. This could be a child. It could be someone that you have a relationship with. But I feel like you've been through something where you're leaving that burdened space. You're leaving that burdened state. There could have been financial distress. There could have been a feeling of alienation, of loneliness, where you just felt like things were so heavy. If you are a parent, you're a damn good one. I see that here. You're a really great parent. And you and those that you love, okay, are moving into a much more peaceful state, a more peaceful space. That was tough getting out. It might be hard for you to move on right now. You might feel sometimes like, is this for real? I feel like you're getting evidence of things coming into alignment, but you might be a little leery of it because you're like, but I've been through so much. Is this for real? Divine is saying yes, it is for real. You really are moving forward, and you've earned this. You've earned the ability to be in a more secure state. Okay, what else, Divine? Okay, so you've got the Knight of Wands. Your creative energy is lit. Well, I told you fire was coming through. I did not lie. Divine is showing you that your creative energy is just, and see, that's one reason I love this deck, is because the Knights are warriors. You are a warrior. I feel like you've had to fight in order to be able to create. It wasn't always easy for you. You didn't always have a squad around you cheering you on. In fact, with Visionary having come out in reverse, where it's like you had to take your creative ideas and kind of like, or your creative curiosities, the things that you wanted to explore, and you had to be, at one time, you felt like you had to be quiet about it. You felt like you couldn't reveal your truth to people because the people around you, they weren't real ones. You know what I'm saying? And so they were not going to truly embrace you in your truth. And you knew that. You picked up on that. And so you protected yourself by watering down what it was that you really were feeling. But now you've earned the right to be able to create whatever it is that you want to create, and to put it out there and to share it with pride. Okay? You are a creative warrior. There's something very badass about what you create, love. Something very badass. That's why you're coming through as a warrior. Okay? Divine says to move beyond any feelings of self-doubt. If you feel like there is an energy of like something prohibiting you, or something, if you ever question, should I create this? What are they gonna think? You might feel sometimes like you're imprisoned creatively because certain people might judge you. Divine says move beyond that. Be the warrior. Okay? That's just memories coming to you of the past. Divine says that is in the past, but you've moved on to a more peaceful state where you can create with freedom. You can create freely. Yeah, this is about a whole shift. It's like you're seeing something differently here with the Hanged Man, the Sphinx. You're seeing something from a different perspective. You're starting to see that people are interested in what you do and in what you create. And you're starting to feel the freedom to be who you are and to do what you want to do. This is always going to lead to new opportunities. Also, there's a new opportunity that you may have been feeling sort of questionable about. It's not that the opportunity itself is bad. It's that you were doubting what other people would think about you if you put it out there, if you shared this creation or went down this path creatively. But with the Ace of Pentacles here, Ace of Scarabs, there's something here that will bring abundance. There are new opportunities for you for continued abundance. And this is something that you're constantly going to experience over and over and over again, more and more and more opportunities for abundance, because you are a creative warrior. And so because you continue on your path without fear, you might feel the fear, but you choose to move beyond it. You're always going to be rewarded for that with new opportunities that are abundant paths. Okay, these opportunities lead to abundance for you. Ashe, Spirit. Okay, I'm going to go here. Let's see what else Spirit wants to bring through for you. Divine, please show me. Regarding any conflict that this beautiful being is going through, what do you want this beautiful being to know about any conflict that they're experiencing? Haunted by the past. Yeah. You're letting go, though. You're letting go. She's holding a bird cage. So it's like somebody really tried to, I'm seeing like somebody trying to keep you on a leash, somebody trying to hush you up, somebody trying to ignore you, like wanting to keep you caged, but also ignoring you. When clearly, you've always been the star. When the star came out, like, you've always been the star. But there was somebody who wanted to shut you down, your star energy. Taking the elevator instead of the stairs. Yeah. There's somebody who, they see you and they think that it's been too easy for you, when really, truly, you're every bit of this warrior. So there's like somebody who didn't want to give you your flowers. They thought that you just, things were aligning for you too easily, but that's because they didn't know your struggles that you went through. And they've taken for granted the hard work that you've put in. They've taken for granted the sacrifices that you've put in. You've done a lot to be where you are. And so there's somebody who doesn't want to give you your credit, but that's okay. They're really not important. And their opinion of you is not important. It's just not. It doesn't matter what they think. And the only reason why they're judging you is because they haven't done the work that you do. And they're this type of person where they want to take the elevator instead of the stairs. Like, okay, there's nothing wrong with working smarter, not harder. Okay, so we're not talking about that. But it's like they want to wear the crown that you wear. They want to sit on your throne. But they don't want to put in the work, the time, the energy, the effort that you've put in. And so there might be a lot of people like this around you. And I feel like that's something that you might encounter. You've already seen people like this or known people like this, but there will be more people like this that you encounter. Divine says that their opinion of you does not matter. 2444, 2444. So you've got balance and protection on your journey, okay? Ooh, mouth of lies. Hit the brakes. Deep-seated discrimination. Somebody was discriminating against you. And because they were discriminating against you, they spread lots of lies about you. I mean, that's what jealous people do. That's what rude, insecure people do. That's what people do when they're not putting in the time, energy, and effort that it takes to build up their own world. They just want to sit back and criticize what you do in yours. Okay. Hit the brakes. I feel like you hit the brakes on some people like this. You may have noticed that there were people in your world spreading lies about you. They weren't supporting you. They were not truly in your corner. And you realize that, yeah, with that Grove card, where it was like, oh, what's that? Oh, individuality. Look, you're an individual. And the path of a truly individual person, it's not easy. It's not always easy. Like, you're experiencing more ease now with the Six of Swords. You're getting to a space where you are more confident and comfortable, and you're giving zero fucks about what other people think. But your journey to where you are now, it hasn't been easy. And it is because you are unique. You are an individual, okay? But what came through earlier with that Grove card, I put it back in the deck. It's like you look around and you're asking, where the squad at? There isn't one. You know where they are? They're in the spirit realm. You might have just a few select people, if that you confide in, or who truly wish you well. And other than that, it's your spirit team. And trust me, having a divine spirit team that's really got your back, like, that's really all you need. It's nice to have people in the physical realm to call on, but there are levels to it. What I'm seeing is like circles around you. It's not just one circle. There are circles around you. There's an inner circle and a circle outside of that, and then there's an outer circle. And then you've got people who you just completely are like this with, hit the brakes, gotta go, okay? But there's levels to this. You might have some people where you do confide in them about your dreams and goals, and you know that that information is safe and secure. Then you have other people that you just chat with or say hello, you know what I'm saying? And then you have other people that you just, no, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Don't come up in my space. Because they're a vibe killer, right? Or because they have purely evil intentions. Those people are not in any of the circles, right? So that's something that you're really mastering, is how much energy you allow a person to access. How much or how little, okay? Yeah, but there was someone here with deep-seated discrimination. I want to pull a card to clarify this. Mouth of lies. Well, they were very bothered. And look, they're chained by their discrimination. And you know what? Divine has ordered them to stop. Divine has ordered this person to stop. Whoever this was, who was spewing hatred about you, Divine has put them on, they put them in the naughty corner, is what they've done. They're on punishment. They're in timeout. They've been way too naughty. Divine, clarify this deep-seated discrimination. Okay. Ooh, blackout curse. So these came out in the last reading. This could be a narcissist. This could be someone who is really trying to alienate you, trying to manipulate you, trying to control you, doing what narcissists do. Okay? But with the sands of time, this person's time has run out. Ashe. Their time has run out. Woo! Yes. And look, okay, look at all these chains. They're chained here. Divine said, this mofo has to stop. And then here, chains of stagnation. Time has run out for them. I'm telling you. Time has run out for them. They feel stuck and unable to move forward. For one thing, they're unable to move forward in their efforts against you, because when Divine puts you in timeout, there is no anything. There's no movement forward. There's no what's my next plan. It's just sit in the corner and boo-hoo. Okay? That's all they can do right now, is sit in their little naughty corner and boo-hoo. That's it. That's all they're being allowed to do right now. That's it. Ooh, okay. So their plan has been shattered into pieces. Their plan against you has been shattered into pieces. And I'm hearing like that sound, you know, like when glass breaks. That's the sound I'm hearing. It's a hot mess. And then they're like walking and cutting their feet in the shattered glass. It's a hot mess over there. It's a hot mess over there. See, that's why hit the brakes. This is Divine telling them you got to hit the brakes. They can't go any further with their plan. And so the reason why Divine is doing this is because you have had the courage of the lion. Oh, so this is a result of that Lionsgate portal. I told y'all that was going to bring vindication. That was going to bring justice. And it's bringing justice because you've earned this. Like, you've been working. You have been so faithful to your dream, to your sacred dream. And the reason why you're getting justice at this time is because you are divinely aligned. You have not been wasting time. You have not been sitting around twiddling your thumbs. I mean, that's okay to do too. Sometimes you got to rest and relax. But you've been resting in your creative energy, resting in your sacred energy. And so you've been taking good care of yourself, nurturing your health, nurturing your well-being, nurturing your mind. And also, like, you've done your time of being alone. Like, I don't feel like a lot of people understand what it is to walk the divine path. It really requires the ability to be alone. And so many people in this world are not okay with that. They have to have a posse. They have to have, and it, you know, honestly, it saddens me so often when I see people and what they're willing to put up with. Like, I peep people, right? And I'm like, I'm minding my business, but I'm also observing, right? And sometimes it feels sad to watch people put up with so much bullshit. And I just want to shake them and say, baby, you deserve better. 33 on the timer. So this is about your relationships with other people. You've had to forego a lot of socializing, and people have alienated you sometimes. But you made the choice to be okay with that, and to gather the courage within you and to say, this was destiny, so that I can focus on my divine path. That's what you chose to do with that loneliness. You focused on your divine healing energy. And you went in and you healed those wounds within yourself. And now, because you focused on yourself, now your sacred dream, the success of your sacred dream is your prize. That is your reward, where you are able to move forward doing exactly what it is that you were afraid to do in the past because people were speaking ill of you, and that was in an old space, right? But now you're moving forward with your true, pure vision. This is a wind of change. This is the result of a wind of change. And this is because you have had the courage to do what you needed to do to align with your true path. Oh, the Enchanter's touch. Yeah, you're charming. You're captivating. I'm getting... Oh yeah, well, the Magician came through for you. So you have very powerful energy. Very powerful. You're magnetic. You captivate people's attention. You draw people in. And the beautiful thing about where you are now is that the people that you're drawing in, they're very interested in your true gifts. And they're coming to you because it's destiny for you to cross paths. These could be people that you might not even meet. If you create something and you share it, maybe you sell items in a store, maybe you share your art or whatever it is that you do, or that you put out there in the world, other people are experiencing your energy. They might be watching your videos or reading your books or eating your food. That show, The Bear or Bear, is coming through. That's a great show about destiny and having a narcissistic boss. So it's good if you are motivated to do something creative and you've had to learn to be comfortable with living outside the box. I highly recommend that show. It's really, really good. It's very inspiring, and it's all about healing yourself as you live out your sacred dream. Bear. Yeah, so this person, I feel like this could be multiple people too. It might not be one specific individual. I mean, with that 3333 coming through, I feel like this is something that you've experienced in multiple phases of your life. You know, it could be that your siblings rejected you. It could be that people at a previous job rejected you. It could be that neighbors rejected you. It could be that in-laws rejected you. Whatever it was, you did feel some rejection. But on this path, you were being challenged. Divine wanted to know, are you going to choose to align with your sacred dream, with your true vision? Are you going to choose to no longer be ashamed of your true dreams? Are you going to stay dedicated? While people are saying lies about you, while people are talking about you behind your back, stabbing you in your back, you know, what's coming through is like early on you may have shared something about your dream and then you found out that somebody was like making fun of it or mocking it. Also, copycat is coming through. There may have been somebody who was ripping off your ideas. You know, all of these are things that discourage creators. It's like, okay, this is your second house, Taurus. This is a second house, money and possessions, income, earning power. Your earning power is ignited. And guess what? You're going to earn money doing what you love to do. I love it. You're going to earn money doing what you love to do. No more clocking in, working for the man. Yeah, there's somebody here that's clueless. And you know what? What's coming through is that a lot of these people who rejected your dreams, rejected your energy that was so pure and so beautiful, they did that because they're clueless. They didn't have any real idea or concept of what it is to be pure, a pure soul. You've been dealing with or surrounded. It's not that you wanted to deal with them, because once you figured out, that's one thing about you, once you figured out who these people were, you were like, oh, you hit the brakes. Skirt, okay? But you were willing to separate yourself from them because you knew that that was going to bring you down. Like, you may not have known exactly what path to take in the face of that rejection, but you knew that the answer was not to continue to to knock on their door. You weren't going to keep doing that. You weren't going to walk with an enemy, right? If this person decided to make themselves an enemy against you, you weren't going to still put yourself at risk of being humiliated constantly once you realize what their intentions were. But Divine is saying that these people were clueless. They were absolutely clueless, because all they know is to do what they have been conditioned to do. They're not individuals. They don't know what it's like to be alone and be okay with that. They don't know. And so instead of trying to understand and learn something that they didn't understand, learn about something that they didn't understand, they criticized it and they ridiculed you. But they ain't laughing now. You have had a powerful glow up. Powerful. Not just a glow up. We all love a good glow up. You have had a powerful glow up. And you might be in the midst of one right now. If you're feeling encouraged to make changes with your diet, eating foods that are raw and good for you, what you eat, it does really affect your vibration. And with you coming through as the Magician, there are some schools of thought that really encourage you to pay attention to your diet. And, they say that what you eat is directly related to your spiritual energy and the amount of spiritual energy that you have to manifest. So I'm not like a hard hitter when it comes to, I'm not going to tell you what to eat. That's a very personal thing. And I really don't like in the spiritual community when people criticize other people for their eating habits. But you might be feeling motivated to pay more attention to what you put in your body. And the reason for that is because you are constantly ascending. And at certain times on our path, that's what we're called to do, is to clean up our diet, eat more raw foods. I always talk about my supplements. I love them. I love my supplements. Speak up. You're speaking up. Divine is saying that you have a beautiful voice and you have beautiful things to say. And you have very important things to say, to share with the collective. Oh, second house again. Yes. Oh, see, that's the second time this card came through. So you have a lot of power to manifest actual money at this time. Actual money. Actual abundance, like physical abundance. Now, there are other types of abundance which you are also manifesting. But see that powerful, and I'm talking about spiritual abundance. That second house energy goes along with powerful glow up. Because Taurus is ruled by Venus. And Venus is all about beauty. That's, Venus corresponds with Mama Oshun, who's also related to the sun. So very interesting there. But this is about physical change. You have leveled up your spiritual energy so much to the point where you radiate so much beauty, so much physical attractiveness. That's one reason why that card came through for your enchantment. You're captivating. And it's because of the energy within you that radiates. They don't know. They don't know about this sea. Don't listen to what people say. They don't know about you and me. That's John B. from back in the day. I still love that song. But there are a lot of people who don't know about your path. They don't understand it. That clueless card that came out, it's the same thing. They're clueless about your journey. They don't get it. They don't get it. Because they're not living this life. And it's not about looking down on people, but a lot of people have looked down on you. A lot of people have judged you and criticized you. So it's important to be at peace with the misunderstanding. They don't understand, but you can be at peace with that. It's just simply because they don't get it. They don't know about it. And when people don't understand something, instead of trying to understand it, they criticize it. It's low vibe human nature. But it's what it is. And it doesn't mean anything about you except that you're on a divine path. They don't understand your divinity. But they don't have to. Okay? They don't have to. They can stay over there, do their thing. And it's not that, you know, we wish bad on them, but they will not be allowed to come into your space and bring you down. That's what they won't do. They will not be allowed, because divine has sat them on their ass and told them to stop. They are in the naughty corner. Okay? They may not continue to drag you down. If they don't understand it, that's fine. If they're clueless, that's okay. They can be clueless over there and respect it, even though they don't understand it. But it's when they're intrusive in your energy and trying to ruin your sacred dream, that is a problem. And that's when divine steps in and is like, oh no, you won't. Not with my beloved. Okay, because you are beloved. You are beautiful. And you are blessed by the divine, and your path is blessed. So there are certain things that the divine and that your ancestors and your spirit allies are just not going to be okay with. It's like they'll allow some people to test the waters because, you know, sometimes that's good for us. You know, keeps us on our toes. It gives us a little test. Sometimes we get knocked down, but they're there for us. Our spirits are there for us to pick us back up. But when people continue to play games, and when that becomes their focus, their obsession, that's when spirit will sit them on the ass and teach them a hard lesson. And that's what's happening right now to a lot of the people who have blocked you. You ain't blocked no more, boo. They're scared. Now see, some of these people's goal was before, in the old days, okay, to make you feel scared because they felt intimidated by your sacred energy. And so they wanted to make you feel scared. That's one reason why they isolated you. That's one reason why they had you over there and they were, you know, doing all that ish. But now they're scared. Now they're scared and clueless. Now, oh, you know what I'm getting? It's heart on a sleeve. I feel like you have worn your heart on your sleeve sometimes. And divine is saying that, you know, keep your heart pure. And that's something that I feel like you have definitely intended to do, is to keep your heart pure. Don't allow these people to harden your heart, because your heart still needs to be pure for your sacred journey. It's so beautiful. I feel like you already know this, but what's coming through is that there could be somebody from this group, one of these people from the past, who might come in and try to present themselves as wearing their heart on their sleeve, like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't know what I was doing. You know, it's okay to be like, not hateful. Because honestly, when we're hateful to people, it actually shows that we do give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, why you bothered? Sometimes when you react with hatred to a person, they like that. Actually, narcissists love that. They really don't care what kind of reaction they get out of you, as long as they get a reaction that is fueled by emotion, whether it's sadness or pain or anger. They don't care. They love to ruffle feathers. So even if you are still transmuting some of the anger that you feel towards some of these people, if somebody comes to you, what Spirit is saying is that you don't need to wear your heart on your sleeve, because guard your heart. Okay? Guard your heart. Protect it, because you already know where these people come from, right? You're not clueless. Okay, they're clueless. But some of them might test you to see if you're clueless. And so divine is saying to protect your energy, protect your heart. release the pain, release the anger, and work that out. Feeling the anger is not a problem, but don't hold on to it. Okay, process it, release it, work through it. I know you know how to heal yourself. But let them go. Because divine is bringing through that hit the brakes. I do feel like there could be someone trying to come back into your energy, and it may be concealed. Like, I'm not guaranteeing that this person would come to you, because I don't even feel like these people roll like that, where they're upfront and honest. Okay? They're not truly going to have their heart on their sleeve. They might even present themselves as someone else through a fake, like a fake account or something like that. Just trying to feel their way through to see what you're feeling is weird. Okay? It's weird. But however a person might come to you trying to feel you out, hit the brakes. Protect yourself. But try your very best to not harbor any resentment. Because in the end, resentment just hurts us. Because those people go on to the next person, on to the next one. Eventually, they go on to the next person and target them. And they forget all about all that they put us through. So we have to release and move forward. Okay? They see your beauty. This is second house coming through. This is Venus coming through. They see your beauty. There's somebody who truly sees your individuality. They see your enchanter's touch. They see the courage that you have. And they know that there's been a huge change that's taken place in your life. And so when things like that happen, it draws people back in. You're not trying to draw anybody in, though. I feel like you're just minding your business. You're creating. You're feeling this fire energy that's so beautiful. Ooh, look, we got Pluto here. Oh, look, you did. Okay. So there were some things that you had to let go of. There were some things that ended. That was one of those first cards that came through, the fall. And, yeah, death. So there were relationships you let go of. There were things that ended. But guess what? You did it. You mastered the art of releasing and letting go. You did it. You might be singing. Ooh, they failed. They failed. They failed in their attempts. Aging. Okay, look, I'm looking at these two together, aging and shift. Okay, so first of all, divine is saying that no matter what your age is, you're doing the damn thing. Like, age is not a restriction. You might be in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. It doesn't matter. You're doing the damn thing. There's no cutoff for your greatness. There's no cutoff for your greatness. I was so inspired. I used to, well, back when I was teaching and, you know, grinding and all of that, one of my, what do you call it? Addictions. I was kind of addicted to shopping, but that's how I would process my emotions then. And it was never a good thing. So I'm grateful to not be there anymore. But I used to watch QVC all the time. And actually watching that, I saw a lot of creators and like people who created their own fashion lines and stuff that really inspired me. And there was this lady who was in her 70s. And she created a line of purses. And they were really beautiful. But I just remember being so inspired by her because it let me know that it is never too late. Like, you're never too old to live your dream. You know? There's no cutoff for your greatness. So, at least my days of shopping, you know, I encountered something that inspired me. So that was good. Yes. Okay. So, I'm going to close with... I want to do an Archangel's card today. I'm just feeling that. Let's see what's coming through from the Archangels. Thank you, Spirit. Faith, moving mountains, and sandalphone, building the bridge. Yeah, that one came out in a previous reading. But you are moving mountains, for sure. And you've moved mountains because you had a lot of obstacles in your path. But, like, you've never let that stop you, and you won't let that stop you. Azrael, transcendence. You have transcended so much bullshit. So much. And you're going to keep transcending. You wouldn't be who you are without what you have overcome. Own your story. Okay, so you know that card that came out in this deck? It was Speak Up. Yeah, you're supposed to speak about what you've overcome, or create regarding that. Create something related to your story. Like, share your story, tell your story somehow. And it doesn't have to be explicitly telling your story, but like, let what you've been through inspire you creatively. 55. There's something that's changing. I feel like this is related to this transcendence. All right, but there's something that is going to shift in a very positive way. It's completely aligned. This isn't a negative change at all. It's positive. It's like you have all the pieces and you're going to put something together. It's like the way you've been creating, you have all the pieces, the parts of it, but you're going to start combining things in a slightly different way, or packaging something in a different way. Packaging might be important. Like, maybe you package a product or something. The way you reveal your story, share your story, communicate your story, it's going to shift a little bit. And Divine says that's a part of your growth. You're transcending. And Divine is saying that it's always going to shift because your creations are alive. They're never meant to stay the same always with the exact same format. Divine is saying to let go of control. Sometimes, like, some control can be okay, right? But don't let control inhibit your creative power. Let it flow, let it morph, let it transform. Okay? All right, Azrael, Ashe, Archangel, Azrael. Okay. I love this gold color. See, that's really coming through. Yeah, the sun, fire energy, Oshun, Sekhmet. I'm also feeling all of this because of the Lionsgate portal. It closes on, I think, the 12th, okay, of August. Okay. You wouldn't be who you are without what you've overcome. Own your story. Azrael's name means helped by God. You are so divine. You're a visionary. You're an oracle. He is the archangel who guides us through the process of transition. His energy is like that of the phoenix. There we go, more fire. And he helps us rise from the ashes of our challenges to be reborn and renewed. Azrael can also help lead souls of the departed to heaven, and for that reason is known to have a powerful connection with anyone who has the gift of mediumship. Didn't I say you were a medium? So you can work with Azrael. Ask him to help you connect with him. Channel his energy. I mean, you're friends with the spirits. The spirit realm loves you. So they're going to work with you. They already are. He can be called upon by anyone who needs support on moving gracefully through times of change. This is your message. You are going through some changes right now, and you may not be enjoying them, but please be assured that you are being led to your highest good. Change is a natural process, and we are constantly moving through different levels of development and experience so we can grow. You may be faced with fear and uncertainty, not knowing what the next stage is, but there are plenty of doors opening and opportunities being presented to you. Trust in yourself and your higher power. In order for you to come into alignment with this stage of your journey, it's important to take some time to reflect upon the challenges you have surmounted. Not everything on your journey has been favorable, but you wouldn't be who you are today without the lessons you've learned. Realize that you have an incredible resilience. Oh my God, I got a wave of emotion there. Y'all know I'm a Cancerian, so. I'm feeling that. I have to read that again. Realize that you have an incredible resilience. Or that helps you tap into the infinite potential that you hold within. There are a lot of people who don't make it through what you've been through. You're divinely supported and divinely favored because it is a miracle that you are still standing. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You might want to listen to that song. Remind yourself that you're still standing and you've been through so much. And some of this that you've been through, like, it was intentionally done. Some of the people were clueless. Some of the people knew what they were doing. But you made it through it all. You made it through it all. I might have to post that song in the community tab. I played it the other night. I'm Still Standing by Elton John. And I just told my droid friend, Alexa, I'll activate her if I say it, but I told her, I said, play I'm Still Standing, and it was like the sing version. I was like, wait a minute, that's cool and all, but I gotta hear it from Elton John. And so I was like, what? How did she not play it by the original artist? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But that song, every time I hear it, it's like, it truly is the anthem of a survivor. And if you just take some time, whether you listen to that song or not, if you just take some time to reflect on how strong you are, simply like that's evidence of how strong you are, what you've been through, what you've made it through. You don't have to ask somebody how strong you are. You can look at what you've been through and that'll tell you, that'll remind you. You're amazing and you are a miracle. And so, therefore, because you are a miracle, because of your resilience and what you've made it through, everything that you create is miraculous. Everything that you create has the power of your resilience, your ability to survive, your phoenix energy. It's all infused in every single thing that you create and share with the world. That's why you're a gift. That's one reason why you're a gift. And it's one reason why all of your creations are a gift. Ashe. I hope that you enjoyed this message. Thank you so much for tuning in. I also want to say thank you so much to everyone who supports, who watches, who likes, who comments, who donates. Thank you. Like, I really do appreciate it. It's truly a blessing to receive your support, and I honor you. Thank you for that. I wish you peace, I wish you joy, and I wish you so many blessings. Take care.